Jewel Effect.
So we are back. I have a very special guest with me today. On the Jewel Effect, again, I'm Jalen Jewel. And I'm with a man that wears many, 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 many hats. Not just the one he has on today. That's kind of fly. I really like that one.
Good Supreme bucket.
Yeah. But he's from Canarsie, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
All right. You might have seen him doing some interviews on thisis50.com. He's a DJ. He's a producer, a writer. You know, he has a lot going on. Creative director, media personality, brand consultant, podcast host, even an artist. We're going to talk more about that too.
That's cool.
So, it's nothing that you can't do.
I sound busy.
You do sound busy. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Punch. Woo! What's up?
I'm great. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I feel good too. Let me not slouch. Let me look good for the camera.
Yeah, you look good. You look good.
For the women's.
Yeah. So I just want to thank you for allowing us into your home.
The big mansion. Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, yeah. What do you
The
call
haters
it?
say it's photoshopped.
The estate?
Yeah, they say it's photoshopped. I'm not an estate until I could get a drive-up gate. That's when it's officially a estate.
Well, you need a code to
I need
get
one
in.
of those shits.
Oh, yeah. You know what I seen recently? It was a underground, built-in garage where you go in a gate and then you just drive down.
In my pastime, I go on YouTube and I pick a random number for the day, right? So I'll pick 37. Then I put $37 million mansion. I'll pick 64, 22, and I'll just put it. And there are going to be 10, 15 different choices of mansions to look at. People who have these humongous mansions, they show it off. So I've seen it all. I've seen every ounce of luxury there is. I'm just chasing luxury.
So would you describe it as you're manifesting what you want in the near future?
It's unique. I wouldn't even call it a manifestation. What it truly is more sometimes I just want to know what the pace of the culture is like. Because it's you learn a lot of things. I'm at the pulse of hip hop. So I'm at the pulse of rap. I'm at the pulse of hip hop fashion. I'm at the pulse of sneakers. Everything that is of my culture. My culture doesn't tell me when the new floating faucet drops. So I have to go find that information.
I see,
when they come up with the new shower where the water shoots diagonally, right. I gotta go there to see it. My culture's not, yo, you seen it? They got the seven ring stove now. I don't, so I go to find that info. Everything else comes on my plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So who is Punch? First of all, your name alone, the way you spell it, Pvnch.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
So my name was Punch Line at the beginning. It was very, very creative, clearly. When I was young, I was Punch Line. And I used to rap, go really, really hard with punchlines, how creative as well, clearly. And then everybody just started calling me Punch. And then as time went on, there were a lot of punches. Now, I went through something really, really, hate to dive into the deep story fast, but to make it make sense, I had a deal on the table from Interscope, and we were waiting on getting an offer from Warner Brothers. And I was hosting a party, because that's how I was making money. I was hosting parties. I was one of my other hats. And I was on the microphone, and I'm just yelling, everybody, ah! And I lost my voice. And I lost my voice so severely that I actually ripped my vocal cords. I ripped my vocal cords so severely that I could not talk for 4 months. And I ended up losing the deal offer. I went through a mini depression. I didn't want to go outside because everything in my life I wanted to do needed my voice. And for almost a month, no one even knew what was wrong with me. So that was a lot. And then once everything came, I got my full vocal strength back in 14 months. And I looked back and I said, I want to go back to when I was really hungry, really had all of the vision. And by the time I got everything back in order, started to get a little bit more money, about a year or two passed, everything was there. And I said, I want to go back to a year or two before I started getting comfortable. And when I did the math, It turned to be, by the time I was up, I was like, that's going to put me at about 5 years of hiatus. So I was like, what if I was Punch, but 5 years greater? And V is 5 in Roman numerals. So I'm the same Punch, but 5 years of growth. So that's where that came from when I came back. And then when I started to design the logo, if y'all ever see my logo, my V is much longer than everything else, because V was like so synonymous. I just kept seeing V words: victory, victorious, vocal. It was just, and I felt like, artistically, I felt like the V was trying to get taken from me. The victory was trying to get taken from me. My voice was trying to get taken from me. My vocals were trying to get taken from me. So it's like it pulled away. Right. And I caught it at the last second. So that's why the V is the most synonymous part in my actual logo. Why it's always PV. So that's how it goes. So like, that's my artistic bag. If I thought I was just.
I love that. You went from punchline, where it was like, okay, that's to
16-year-old creativity.
I love that.
To then being like Punch, an adult, like thought out. This is real. There's a reason for it. Right. And that's kind of was, And that was the most, that 14 months was so amazing for me. It was amazing.
The 14 months of recovery?
I wouldn't call it recovery. 4 months was definitely recovery.
Okay.
14 months was me getting it took me to get my full vocal strength back. But I isolated a lot during that time. Like I had a lot of.
What'd you learn?
I had a lot about myself, a lot about people. Because in reality, I was the man in my world. So a lot of rappers and people who are popular and shit, they kind of become the man when they get lit. Like I've been lit my whole life. Like I've been lit since high school. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when I played basketball in high school, I was ranked in high school my entire high school years.
In the country.
Eventually.
Right? Yeah.
Eventually I became ranked in the country. So you get to the point where it's like I'm used to the attention my whole life. So in my small worlds, not everywhere, but in my small worlds of from Canarsie to then Brooklyn to then the basketball scene to then the party scene, I've always been that nigga to where I get that level of acknowledgement to where that everybody knew who I was. I'm 6'6", quite charismatic, quite in your face. I've never been let me go in the room and be quiet. I'm gonna go shake the room and stand on some shit. And that level of comfortability was my normal. So now you remove my voice, you remove my access to going out. I'm not really making money. I'm starting to feel really, really, really out of it. And then I'm just home every day, being in sadness. Am I getting my voice back? Will I be able to rap? Will I be able to host parties? Will I be able to talk? Will I be able to do anything? And during that time is when I taught myself how to DJ. Because I loved music so much, I just wanted to do something. And then that's kind of how it happened. But and then I learned so much about women, about myself,
My mind is just racing right now because everything that you're saying, I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. All right, so let's start with the DJing. You learned to DJ in those 14 months.
I taught myself,
You taught yourself how to DJ. Okay, so how did that start? Just one day you just got up and...
So I have a severe case of OCD. My OCD affects computers. I have no idea why. So if you sent me a file, I cannot save the file without changing it. So if we took a picture today, it would have to be June, Punch, Jay, here you go, Jewel podcast. This is literally what it is, like the Jewel effect before interview. I would have to title it. I'd have to put it in a folder. Don't ask me what God made like this. Now, one day I'm chilling, listening to a Burger King commercial, and I hear Al Green. And I'm like, Burger King love taking like the soul samples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Baby, got a damn girl. They go crazy with it. I'm like, that record's I want to hear it. I download it. Then I go, Al Green probably has mad songs I like.
I have one of his vinyls at home.
Al Green's album. My OCD does not allow me to only find his album. So I cannot save it until I put Al Green, and I'm making up something because I don't remember. Nobody kill me. Al Green, The Love Album, 01, Girlfriend, 02, Wifey, 03, Trouble. Right. I have to do the whole thing. Then I go, damn, I know he has other albums.
Yeah.
I must get them all. Al Green, oh shit, Anita Baker. I've always heard her name. Let's download. Yeah. Oh shit. You get what I'm saying? Shaka Khan.
That's
and then it just,
so
now it starts
with like the legend.
OCD, it starts, but it gets destructive. Because now I'm like, Shaka Khan's 9 albums. Oh shit, Lionel Richie. Oh shit, it just starts going, and then after like a week I have 90 albums. Then the next week it's 150. Next week 300. And then I'm just absorbing all of these albums. Then I start playing them. Then I'm like, I want Serato. That's the DJ program that allows you to mark and cue songs wherever you want. I don't like all the songs. I like certain parts of it. Ooh, baby, I want to go right there. So I catch it, I'm marking it. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby. Then I'm like, that's the shit they do in the club. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby. Playing one, and then you start getting it. Now I'm cueing and marking every single song I like.
Right.
And then trust me, eventually a feature will spawn you into another artist, and that artist will spawn you into another. Then all of a sudden I have every single artist. I have probably one of the most immaculate music collections you'll ever imagine. Now, because of Spotify and Apple, it's almost useless now because you have all the collection as well. Oh, you have Al Green? I do too. Spotify. Boop. Shout out to Spotify.
Shout out to Spotify, yeah.
And then now you go and you're just like this, like, oh, everybody can get it. But there was a point where that was not a thing. And this is probably like 08, 09, where streaming platforms you couldn't even conceptualize. So what did you use?
Like around that time,
I was stealing.
It was like LimeWire.
I'm stealing. Wherever I could. Every single website, blogs, everything. Tons of stolen shit on there.
So during that time where you collected all these like classic albums, did you start to notice like the samples and things like that? Or you were?
Well, I always knew the samples, but now I'm able to tie it to a name.
Okay.
So I always knew like, oh, that was a sample. And I've heard that, oh, this is, boom. Now I can tie, that is Shaka Khan here. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And now you can really start getting the feet where, oh, that's the Commodore. Oh, okay. Now I can tie it to the art. Right. And then my OCD got even more sickening to where, oh, what's soul? What's funk? Oh, this is disco. Okay. Oh, all right. So disco blended into hip hop. Okay, that's hip hop. Okay. Now it starts getting like that. And now, it's ridiculous. It'll be Commodore's album, song title, name, year, genre.
And that's how you had to like save it.
It's in my Serato as that right now. Other DJs have looked at my Serato and been like, I worship you. Because it's like they've never seen such an amazing fucking music collection in their life. And it's so organized. Everything is what it is.
I mean, that's good.
Shout out to No Love Lost.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's what you got on?
Yeah.
So we got to make sure we shout them out.
They see it. This is good. We're going to run it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so in that 14 months, you dug into the music.
Yeah.
When did you get back out there?
After I was really, really broke, I was living off of girls. Just being real, being real.
This is your story. Speak your truth.
This is just what it is. I just was living off girls. A lot of girls used to like me. I have a cool thing. It's like a thing. I don't know. Women like me. Okay. So then women were like taking care of me. Here, Punch, come. Get your food. Here, come. I'll take you to your boys' crib. Like, they're taking care of me. Everything was good. But it's like depressing after a while, Right. And I was delivering. I don't know how raunchy your show gets. But
you can say
so I was giving out broke dick. Which is high quality. What that's coming in. We're trying to eat. So we're going out.
The broker you are,
trying to prove a point. I give, that was crazy.
Like, I can't lose this.
This is a crazy thing. So now that was just going in. Then I just got to a point where I was like, yo, I want to go out. And then I really fell in love with playing music. And I was like, I want to try. And when I went back to my market, which was like Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, no one wanted to book me. They were like, you rap. The fuck are you mean you're a DJ?
What are you doing?
No one was rocking with me. No one believed it. No one.
How'd that feel?
I just was like, yo, man, I could do a lot. They were pigeonholing me. And I went to the city and I just started approaching a lot of bars. And I was DJing for like the whole night for like $150, getting my weight up. And then like the fifth night I was out, women again. See, women, I love y'all, man. God damn it. It was this girl named Carmela. And ironically enough, Carmela used to work for the NBA. And then she was like, yo, hey, I want to get you involved with this event that I'm doing for the NBA. And then I ended up doing an event for the NBA. And then my man Trey also did an NBA draft party. And then like Carmela was there, Amari was there. It was a bunch of people. And then I just started getting my weight up to where it's like, oh shit, he's getting NBA checks really fast. Right. So now I'm like, I didn't really know how to play, which is why I never really called myself DJ Punch, because I didn't learn traditionally. Even though I could DJ my ass off, I was like, let me get my stripes up before I add in the DJ. And then what happened was I created this. A lot of people will never give me credit for it. Hey, it is what it is. But I was very talk heavy. Because of rap, I could think of more clever things than 99% of DJs.
That's right.
And I would clip songs in the middle of awkward points. So music would be playing, hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. If y'all ever been blah, 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 blah. And then this talking style, I really was a very big innovator in this because I could not play. I'm not trying to convince y'all that I was like, yo, I was so smart. No, I couldn't mix yet, but I could talk. I was a battle rapper. Like, I can come up with amazing shit at the top of my mind.
Right there.
Immediately. Like, super clever shit. So I would just say really innovative instead of the, oh, my girls with the real hair, when all of those, like, cheesy.
You got $100 in your pocket
it was so
right
cheesy.
now? Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I used to do really fire, like, I call them, like, talk-ins. And I used to do these really fire talk-ins and then play records, and it was this innovative new style. And it worked really well with corporate America because I was innovating and interacting and getting their staff and everybody engaged, and they loved it. And my checks started going up. And after about 2 months, I was like, yo, fuck it. There it is. I'm lit now.
There it is.
And I was rapping and DJing back and forth, but rap just slowly but surely started to wind down.
Okay. Because the DJing, that's where the money was at. That's what... So
a little bit, yeah.
So what would you say what you were more passionate about, or because you were an artist,
yeah,
and then you learned to DJ, and then you got out there, you started getting your checks and those opportunities. Did you still want to be an artist, or did you still like seek that opportunity?
I think rap. I think rap is the most under. I don't know which one. Like under. I don't know the word that I want to use, but most people think that rap is like easy to do. Rap is extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. Now, again, I'm talking about 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like since like 15, 16, 17, especially now, it's a joke. Because all you have to do is have a MacBook and a microphone. And it's easy now. It's so easy. All the programs have accelerated. But even 12, 13, 14, it was not like that. You still have to go to a studio. Studios are $100 an hour. Like I never played dirty. That's another thing. Like I was in the street, like actively, you get what I'm saying? But I never was like scamming, never saw no drugs. I really wasn't cheating like money wise. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never was the money man. Like you get what I'm saying? Never. So I never had enough money to really pursue rap consistently. A lot of people thought I was lazy. I had 100 raps. Had 100 of them motherfuckers. But I couldn't afford it. It just was too expensive. A lot of people did not make rap because they just couldn't afford it. I promise you. But they don't want to say that because rap is so much lies where you got to act like you so macho and so rich.
You got the money.
You get what I'm saying?
Got this,
Yo, rap was $100 an hour. If you really put effort into a song 2-3 hours, that's $300 a song. You put out 10 songs, it's $3,000. I did not have $3,000 to spend on music. It just wasn't there. At that time, no. Now, it's a different thing now. But, you know.
That's true.
I'm just being real.
Yeah. So you start getting those checks, you know, NBA. So when do you transition into the music industry? Because you were a tour DJ. Yeah. Right? You were a tour DJ for Young MA. Yeah. And then also Tekashi 6ix9ine. So when that happened?
It's like I was always really heavily into music. Like heavily into everything from writing to rapping. So even when MA and me met, like one of our first days, we was in the cypher, like rapping back and forth. You get what I'm saying? You rap something, I rap something. You rap something, I rap something. Like I was still on rapper mode. I just could DJ at the same time. Now MA was somebody who really rapped, and I knew that she didn't know how to put songs together well yet. I know that MA wasn't friendly, you know, very unpersonal. I was like, you know, I want to fuck with her. You know, she could rap her ass off. Amazing fucking rapper. And I was like, yo, if I just help it. And I had events. I was throwing parties. I was like, I'll help her. I'll start getting her music played. And me and MA got really, really close. You know, that brother-sister shit. It was something that it was there. And I just was around it, helping her make songs. Like, yo, put this hook here. Yo, do that. When she's developing, and she was very rapper. That's all I can really say. Like rappers aren't really focused on trying to make the best song. And our relationship just kept getting closer and closer. She started being in the crib all the time. We just kept going over music, kept doing it. And then I'm going to the studio with her. And then one day we in the crib, and then comes Ooh. And I already DJ'd like a show for her. She had did one because she was viral because of Brooklyn Chirac. There was a record called Chirac, which was Herbo at that time, which was Lil Herb and Nicki Minaj at that time, which is now G Herbo. And it was that. And Young M.A. had rapped a freestyle on it and got millions and millions of views on Facebook. And she was viral and started to get fans. So we did a show at, I can't remember it. Oh, man, I know exactly where it is, too. It's on, like, 10th Street and, like, 2nd Avenue. Oh, man, I can't remember the name. It's terrible. We did a show there. It goes, and then once that bond created, I then turned into, like, her DJ. But that meant nothing. And then you make ooh, and then it means something. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of DJs who's DJs for artists right now. If the rapper don't get a record, you're the DJ for, like, you know, your rapper, you know, Jackass the rapper. You get what I'm saying? Right, like, nobody cares. But then what happened was I got blessed, where, you know, and I missed something. In the interim of ooh, I met Desiigner. And Desiigner played me Panda in Applebee's in downtown Brooklyn. I was blown away at first, but I was like, yo, how did you get Future on the song? And he like, yo, big bro, that's not me. You know, it's just me. It's not Future. I just used to mumble. I'd be like, Desiigner, what's up with this nigga? Man, crazy, man. Trying to get a hold of him. And at that time, I started forming a unity with like the ground level DJs. I was already trying to revolt from the start. I was like, yo, fuck radio. We gonna gear up. Shout out to my brother DJ Starks. And had everybody. Had Sir Manny, we had Reef, we had Mad Out. There was so many other DJs that were kind of like bubbling at that time, like picking up speed. And I'm gonna neglect mad DJs, and I'm not being weird. My fault, y'all. But all of this going down. So I hand Stocks, yo, bro, let's blow this shit up. Stocks is like, yo, I got a show. I'll bring him out tonight. Stocks brings him out to the same venue that I was with MA. I forgot what it's called. I'm so mad. It's such a known.
We gonna reference it.
Yeah, it's such a known venue. So we went, and then Desiigner comes out, does it, and now I'm fucking with Desiigner. I pull up to him in his projects in Lexington, and Desiigner in there playing me the record. The record's starting to go viral. I'm like, yo, listen, 50 Cent just hired me. I said, I'm gonna bring you up. And you're gonna be my first interview to crack off the year, which was the top of 2016. And I interviewed Desiigner on a Friday and brought him up to my show. And by Monday, 50 was like, fuck it, I wanna meet you, man. Wow. And I had Desiigner come back up and meet 50 Cent on the Monday. 50 Cent tried to sign him in his office right there in front of me. That's me knowing 50 for like 2 months at the time. 50 tried to sign Desiigner. It was amazing. Desiigner had a meeting, I'll tell you this story, a lot of people don't know. Desiigner had a meeting with Columbia. I think it was this nigga named Tubby. It was like an OG in the game. And 50 had like called him and answered the phone or some shit and was like, yo, he not coming. And Desiigner was like, yo, big bro, I need that look. And 50 said, don't worry, man, you gonna go. But now they know that I want you, you worth double. And that's the first time I was like, well, what? That's what a power move feels like. Right. Holy shit. And yeah. And then the next day, I think Leor Cohen had tried to sign Desiigner, and then the Wednesday he met to meet Kanye with Stephen Victor.
Look at that.
And then they offered him, that's from Friday to that Wednesday. Desiigner was signed by like that Thursday, Friday. Paperwork in by the next Monday.
So what was the time span?
8 days.
That? 8 days. Life could change that fast.
Yeah, I mean less, really. In 3 days he met 50. In 4 days he met Leor. In 5 he met
Friday,
Kanye.
He met 50.
Friday to the Monday to the Tuesday to the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they went back and forth contracts. And Desiigner was on, so I was starting to fuck with Desiigner heavy. This all gonna make sense. I started fucking with Desiigner heavy, and then it was just basically like approach, like, damn, you was with me first. You get what I'm saying? I thought you was a real nigga. And I'm like, I am, and it was right. So I just started to ease up from Desiigner and watch the whole shit go. Then Desiigner goes number one. Yep. And I'm like, damn, I made the mistake. God damn it. This record's number one. I'm like, damn, that was my man. I could have played that close, been a part of that. To really, really go up. Now I'm a part of the dominoes of making it work and getting him, you know, I was getting a lot of people, a lot of radio on it. And then once he got to Good Music and Def Jam, you know, they did what they did. And I was heavy with Desiigner at the beginning. Shout out to Fresher. Fresher was one of the first people to introduce me to Desiigner. They had a record too, and Desiigner was on the record with him. I went out to his video shoot. That's how I initially had knew him, through Fresher. And, you know, just being outside and being active. And then one day, came Ooh. And then that's the record that changed MA's life, and it changed my life again. So we got Panda, we were around the success, everybody calling, the phone calls coming.
That's right.
And then yeah. And then that's it, Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. So you were a big part of these artists who've gone number one or had these hits.
Yeah.
Get big. You were there from like ground level.
From the projects, from the bottom.
Yeah, you said you went to the projects, Lexington, right?
Yeah, I was in the project.
So what would you say it is about you that like, I guess has like you're an integral like part of their success, or can you spot like a star like when they're
100%.
Yeah, so
I've done it so many times now.
Yeah, so okay, so name some other people. I'm interested now. Like,
that I was able to spot really early. Schmurda,
early
of course.
on.
Shout out to Bobby Schmurda. That's my boy.
I love him. He's so happy.
Yeah, now Schmurda is definitely. You know, Schmurda's first run, but I didn't have my ducks in a line when Schmurda's first run was out, so I really couldn't do anything for him. Yeah. See, that's the other thing too. There's somebody in somebody's hood right now that's probably just as dope as I am. I'm not trying to act like I'm Jesus. You get what I mean?
Nah, you dope.
But they don't have they didn't have it all. Like, the reason why I also don't give y'all slack is because the connects weren't given to me. The connects were built. My relationships were created on value. They were cemented because I had a lot of value. I had a lot of information that I possessed. A lot of people was like, you know what, Punch? Here's my number. Call me. Yeah. Now, outside of that, I was sharpening another skill, which was my A&R skill, to identify the talents. So there's people that might have just as good of an A&R eye or ear as I do, but they don't have the links. I'm not giving y'all an excuse because the links weren't given to me, but that's also a thing. So everybody has to identify. There's different levels of talent, right? And we bunch and group a lot of talent together. So identifying talent and then knowing what to do is two different talents. It's a real thing.
It is.
Someone going, yo, you're a star. That's a talent. But it ain't the talent to then know what to do once they figure out you're a star. That's another talent.
I've seen that plenty of times.
Yeah.
My family, like I'll be like, hey, listen to this. And it'll be like some underground artist.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be big. They're gonna win a Grammy. They're gonna do this.
Yeah.
And then 2-3 years later, boom, blew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you don't have those connections, if you don't build those relationships, I'm not going to have anything to do with it.
It's a lot of times. I always tell people like this, people who feel like they can identify. Mm-hmm. I'll give them a project of an unknown artist and I say, show me the hit record. Don't go to YouTube. Don't go to nothing. Play the whole record and give me the hit.
Oh, do that with me. Like, after we're done, I want to see if I could do it.
Most people can't do it.
I can.
I'm excited. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was able to do that for a long time, identify the hit. And that's just a thing. So as this goes on, as time progresses, so it all makes sense. Schmurda, design. I look at it like dominoes. That's how I look at the whole thing. Not the game of dominoes, but more of the dominoes tilted up and the effect of when you knock it down. Yeah. Some artists, I've had 100 dominoes in their story. Some artists I've had 3 or 4. Some I've had 50. But all dominoes are needed on your story. All of them. You meet someone and that conversation sparks an idea, and now you write the lyric in it, and now you go home and write a lyric that now is the catchiest part in that record. You were needed for that story. A lot of artists don't like to credit the dominoes of their story because it makes them feel like on an egotistical level that it weakens them. So they don't like to really give credit to all of the dominoes. Now, someone like MA or Desiigner, shit like that, where I was vividly there. Like, there's certain people that goes, I saw a Desiigner for the first time with you. So they can't really remove that. But there's other artists that I've done pieces of dominoes to their story that helped it. And sometimes the artists don't acknowledge it because they become too big. And sometimes you'll be shocked at some of the artists who do. So I'll be like, one of the most shocking relationships that I have to this very day. If I call her, she'll answer me. If I DM her, she's answering back before I finish typing. Right. It's Cardi B.
Cardi. And I love her. Yeah.
I mean, I love Cardi might be one of the realest niggas I've ever met in my entire life.
That's
Cardi
apparent
does
to me.
not need me for anything. I cannot do anything for Cardi B. Nothing. If I hit Cardi B now, before the end of the interview, Cardi will be like, what's up? That's just how it goes.
Let's do it. I'm serious.
I don't want to bother. I got to figure. But I'll tell you this.
Okay.
The reality why she answers is because I never hit her for nothing. So if I can think of a reason to hit her about, then I'll hit her.
Okay. I got a reason. I want her to drop a jewel on the Jalen Jewel.
Oh,
the jewel
okay.
effect.
See, I love it. See, this is good. Good time.
I'll meet her one day anyway.
Yeah.
But you'll be the connection.
There it is, and I'll be a part of that. And I love it. And this is, but the reality at hand is this, right? And this is the realest shit I'm telling you. I was really, really vocal with Cardi. When Cardi had some of her early shows, getting her out, I don't want to throw nobody under. A lot of artists were not supportive of Cardi. A lot of people was like, yo, that's the stripper, and even more aggressives and name calling. Yo, Punch, what are you doing? And I'm like, this girl is a fucking superstar, and she has a lot of power on the microphone. I believe that over time it's gonna be. And that's right after that, a couple weeks later, she put out Forever. You know what I mean? We want beef, we want beef forever. You want beef, we want me, we ran down on that bitch twice. Yeah. I used to play all the time. So Cardi remembers that I was really, really, really influential in the early stages, and to this point, she still hits me and still shows me love. And when shit happens, Cardi will hit me up and be like, yo, hold your head, or, you know, like when some of my friends die, you know what I mean, she reaches out. I've posted a lot of our friends from Pop to even T-Dot. She hit me when T-Dot got killed and was like, yo, another young dude dead. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even know. She never even posted nothing about T, but she just felt bad, like another young dude. So she's aware. And I just say all of that to go, that's an artist where I didn't do everything, but I did enough and she remembers it. There's other artists where I've done even more and then they won't acknowledge it. It's just like that. Artists are on it. But Desiigner, Shmurda, Young M.A., Cardi, Fresher, Casanova, Pop Smoke, Fabio Foreign, and of course, the world's favorite, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Well, that guy, I'm in like 8,000 of his dominoes.
Right, yeah. So Tekashi 6ix9ine.
So it's difficult to pull that out, but yeah.
So we could talk briefly about 6ix9ine, and I just want to know, you've had like a influence on his career, but how did it affect you once everything went down with him?
It affected a lot, you know. He put a lot of my friends in jail, you know. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people go, they put themselves in jail. Oh. He concreted it. And it's really difficult to deal with, man. Free Shotty, free Harv. Oh, man, free Ish, free Cardi B. It goes on and on and on, you know. Free Mel Murder. Everybody, Roe Murder. It goes on and on. And he put a lot of people in jail, man. And a lot of people, the other part that's frustrating is that a lot of people are in jail because of things they were doing for him. So yes, my friends did shit, okay? But a lot of the shit that they did it for him. Mm-hmm. Keep him safe. You get what I'm saying? Add a little.
They was a part of his team.
Well, yeah, they all the same shit. It's one wave. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So I always look at him as being like, bro, you know, like the outsiders can say anything. Oh, they did this, they did that. Like nobody knows. You know, I don't feel like being in a pissing match with him. So why I haven't really said too much about him as of late. But he knows, and I know that I know, and he knows, because I'm not an outsider. So that's really why it hasn't been any really too much dialogue. But free Shotty. Shotty was like really, really close to me. Harv too. Like these are guys that I was around all the time, man. You know, Harv has 20 years, Shotty has 15. You know, like Shotty has 3 sons. Right. You know, we was around his sons all the time. So it's no joke, man. You know, it's really, really no joke that this guy do some shit. I know everybody gonna have their opinion. I guarantee y'all that y'all don't have all the facts. I guarantee. People
never do. People on the outside, they read the blogs and
they process information wrong. A lot of people go, and the thing that I'll tap on is like this. A lot of people go, they kidnapped him. They fucked this girl. This is always yo, bro, if 10 niggas didn't do nothing to him. And I'm not excusing these guys or blaming, but let's just say someone kidnapped him, which it wasn't a kidnap because they let him go. But let's just say that they did. That's 2 people. And let's just say someone fucked this girl, which no one fucked this girl. If they fucked this girl, trust me, after you gave them 15 years, they would say, I used to plow your fucking girl in her ass. They would have came out by now and say, fuck it. They haven't because they didn't do it. So let's just say that everything he said was right. That's 3 people. He still got 10 other people in jail. That's the other side that everybody got to remember. No one has an explanation. They blame the 13 for, yo, niggas kidnap and fuck your girl. What would you do? I'd be like, well, if I was a bitch ass nigga, for real, I might have done something to those 2 or 3 people that directly did something. These 10 are just they friends. Now y'all go to jail too. Fuck all of y'all.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
So it gets
up,
deeper and deeper and deeper. But nonetheless, yeah. There's a documentary about this. We got a documentary on Hulu about it. And then we have a documentary on Showtime as well about it. I think the Hulu is like the saga of 69.
Okay.
And I'm on that film pretty heavily, a lot of camera time. And then I helped do some producing and help story write and a lot of content on the Showtime film, which is called Supervillain, which is like a 3-part docu-series on Showtime. But yeah, that's my producer bag.
Yeah, so you got some producer credits, writing credits.
Bunch of stuff, man.
So who have you written for?
Oh, you mean like songwriting?
Yeah.
Oh, that was more like that type of writing. That's a whole different thing. That's like film, docu.
I mean, you could do it all. Like I said before.
I think I really could. As in writing, it's not much. I have one artist that we had signed NDAs when me and them split.
Okay.
So there's NDAs about writing.
Right.
Everybody use your imagination. Can't get in trouble for imagination.
That's right.
Keep it on and then I wrote some shit for Tekashi. But that's like a whole thing, and I never really pursued it. I never pursued my credit. Because by the time the album came out, we were already at odds. I already wasn't fucking with him. Right. And I just felt dirty to just take the money. So that's just really it. There's no point in me pursuing that. I helped write some of the Kanye verse on the record he had with Tekashi. And
I remember that. They had a video for that too, right?
Yeah, we wrote it. We wrote it when we was in LA. Damn, oh my God. She Instagram famous. She can't keep a job. Damn. Oh my God. Yeah. You know? But we started arguing about that. There's no argument for me. I was already over the conversation. I haven't spoken to him since the day he went to jail. I have nothing to say to him. Eventually we'll probably speak, not to like squash things, but in clarity to kind of settle. Eventually, maybe. Who knows? Maybe never. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say to him. My daddy has anything to say. I'm not enough to trigger his world. He sees everything I do. He looks. I know him very well. He's gonna look. He's very triggered by the people that he used to care about. So he watches. You know, I get it.
That's right.
He's lost my respect though.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. He'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, in the industry, the hip hop culture, how things are going, like what's your take on it in contrast with like how you fell in love with like music and hip hop and the culture? Like where do you see it right now? Where do you see it going?
I know everybody wants me to just say I love it, it's so great. No, but I'm not really in love with it right now. Just not in love with it. You know, I mean, I come from the street. I come from, you know, being on gang time. I know what the whole shit is happening. I get it. But drill music and some of the effects of it, it's not flattering to me. I feel like every 2 weeks, not drill music, just rap. I feel like every 2 weeks another rapper gets killed. I think as I've gotten older, I valued life drastically more. And I also understand what it's like to be, like I'm the breadwinner of like, I make the most money in my family. Okay? Not to, you know, I don't want to make anybody feel small. People work, people do their thing. I make the most money. When you're the center of that and you're providing for a lot of people, if you remove that person, that family falls apart. Life must continue.
They're dependent on you.
Yeah, life must continue, and I truly understand that reality. When you really get what I'm saying?
I do.
When you now get to a point to where you got $1 million property, you now got a mansion, I now got an immense amount of shit. You get what I'm saying? My car costs more than my rent used to. It's a whole different thing. You get what I'm saying? It's just, and there's no stunt involved. This is just the reality. You get what I'm saying? My truck costs more than my actual apartment used to be in Canarsie. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So life just changes. So now that it's like this, God forbid anything happen to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm having a tough time. Like, I'm not rich enough to just act like this is layups. I still got to work and do shit. But I can do things to where I might end a deal and get 4,000 or 5,000. Go next week, another 4 or 5K. I might be able to pull 15, 20, 25K in a month off deals and work and business. Nobody in my family is capable of that. No knock. You get what I'm saying? They're just not capable of it. So with that being said, they couldn't maintain it. They'd have to sell it. They'd have to sell assets. They'd have to go back to a different pace of life. It's not going to be pretty. You get me what I'm saying?
I do.
I now understand what it's like being the top piece on what you are to friends, motivationally, spiritually, what you are financially to people, to your girls, to your guys, to your family, brothers, sisters. You remove that piece. Catastrophe.
Yeah.
So, and I keep seeing that. Rappers getting killed, families getting torn apart, kids. I don't have any kids, but eventually I'm going to have kids. You're talking about kids growing up. Your dad got murdered. He had on his jewels. They wanted his jewels. They want to take it. It's too dark. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned drill music. I just had this conversation like yesterday with Dre Scuff. Shout out to Dre. But we spoke about drill music and we spoke about what it signifies, what it symbolizes. So
it's not just drill. And I think that drill gets a tough thing because not everybody in drill is outside, as we would call it. Sometimes it promotes it. So it's not just drill. I'm not the biggest fan of certain music. Drill is just one of the more popular, but even some trap music. Sometimes if it's just murder, death, kill, it just becomes a lot for me as I've gotten now separated from it. See, my thing is like this, right? When you grow up on gang shit, you understand, you go back to the block. This is a very hard truth I'm going to say here. It's weird to me. This is going to probably antagonize some people. And I'm not attempting to antagonize. I'm just being real. It's weird when you leave for 10, 15 years. You go back to the spot and you've done so much in 10, 15 years. And then some people's right there. You go, damn, it's 10, 15 years, nigga. So a lot of people haven't even gotten to see more to even understand that there's more. So they still on that same aggressive time. And I get it. If you haven't seen more, you don't believe that there's more. You don't know.
Yeah, you're not expanding your mind.
I done been to Cali 45 times. I done been to Europe 25 times. I done been to Asia. I've been to the Middle East. I done been around the world. I get it. On the most simplistic level, having women of these things, touching a different currency. Know what it's like to have a pound in the hand, yen. I forget what the fuck Russian money is. Like it's, Derby or something like that. It's one of them, Like point being, it's like euros. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing where you haven't seen it. So they haven't seen it. So some of my friends that I grew up with, they haven't even gotten to feel life. Some of my friends don't even get to leave. And they get ended and left on that block. Another one of my friends died on the block we was born. It gets dark. People don't really understand it because there's a lot of people that grew up around it and they never was really around it. They kind of lived at a block around it and they claim the neighborhood's energy. I was really around it. It's nothing to be that proud of. I know some of my peers be like, nigga, I'm from here. I am Canarsie. I am it. You get what I'm saying? Arguably at this exact point, one of the most famous people to ever come out of my entire neighborhood. Might be the most famous. You get what I'm saying? Might be. If not, maybe not. Someone might, maybe a rapper or something like that. You get what I'm saying? That's alive. Of course, Pop. You get what I'm saying? Before they go in and they lose their shitter. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my little bro. Rest in peace. It's like these things are reminders where I'll be like, this shit. Now, he didn't even get to see 22 years old, 23 years old. He didn't get to see nothing.
And the talent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't get to see nothing and just get taken from the world. So when everybody talks and I'll be like, I'm over it, it's because I've actually seen this shit. I've had conversations with Pop. About security. Like, everybody could say everybody's opinion. I get it. Everybody could say everything. Everyone could say a part that they assume from the outside. I've had one-on-one conversations with Pop about security. And that kid's not even here. He's a child. On the grand scheme, he's a child. First 25, if 100 years be the greatest life of a human, he didn't make 25. He didn't even get 25% down. He didn't even get to live a quarter of his life. Get what I'm saying? So this is just, it's terrible on every level. So these things, these topics, they hit me way heavier because I actually understand it, you know, from levels that other people that sometimes speak don't really get it.
It's tough. So your outlook as you gotten older, just on hip hop in general, has changed. Like you're valuing life more. You're moving differently. I know you weren't like out there, but you know the streets.
Well, I was. I was out
you
there.
Were
it
out
was
there.
just, yeah, you can't stop
Yeah.
it. No matter what. There's people that would have did shit to me just because of who my friends were. So whether I was active anymore, whether I'm gang, whether I'm not, whether people know, whether people don't, whatever they think, no matter what, I am who I am. I am affiliated with who I'm affiliated with. If they seen me, they would do something to me just trying to get a headline. I was big enough and still am big enough to where that someone would try to do something to me to be like, yo, I ran out on punch. I just hooked them. So it just is like that.
Just by being associated.
Yeah. Just by being who you are. My neighborhood, my zip code. I'm born and raised in 100 clocks. That's just what I can't create that. That's what it is. I grew up in a Crip neighborhood. That's what my life was. I grew up, everybody around me, we grew up on gang time. That's what it is. Am I like automatically like every enemy that's of what gang is now is my enemy? No, not even close. No. I don't even live in the hood no more. You get me? But that doesn't mean that someone on an op position wouldn't try to do something to get an up just to be like, look, I did it. And I'm aware of that. I'm not one of these niggas that go, yo, I'm cool. I'm not the aggressor on any of these topics. But I know enough that there's a kid out there who would be like, I could do something to him and get credit for it. And off of that ignorant, small way of thinking, that's enough for me to be like, nah.
You're here though. This is who you are. This is what you're doing. I want to kind of like bring it forward to Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it out of negativity.
No, I mean, I'm with it, but
No,
I definitely want to focus on what you got going on right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So you're working with Spotify off camera. We just talked about you briefly. You've been doing some interviews. You've done about 10 so far.
Yeah, I've done 30 episodes with Spotify now.
30, okay.
I've done 30 episodes, 10 interviews because I do it as a solo content piece. So sometimes I'm just on stage. I'm just talking by myself.
Oh.
Yeah, all the time, actually. Majority of the time.
Yeah.
Today's actually more of a rarity. I guess, what is that, 30% is when I interview people.
So what's the show called?
What happened was Spotify reached out and Complex, shout out to Complex. I have a really excellent, amazing relationship with Complex. This is now my 4th project I've done with Complex. They've been looking out. I love Complex. I love y'all.
Shout out to Complex.
You know, and now Complex co-produces with me this show called the Complex Rap Show on Spotify, and I'm the lead host. And I've interviewed a bunch of people: NLE Chopper, Rob 49. Oh man, my brain is like blah. OMB Peasy, DDG about to pull up.
Yeah.
A bunch of shit. Like rappers, anybody who's kind of like trending and popping. Cash Page, you know, she's signing Def Jam now. But OMB Peasy is big as shit. Rob 49 has the record with Lil Baby now called Vulture Island. Of course, NLE Chopper's had Shot the Flow and all of the hit records that he's done, over 1 billion streams. So I've been able to interview like the new pace of rap on Spotify, and I love it. It's different. When I was on This Is 50, I got to interview more of like the legends and everything like that. It's just a different, it's an interesting thing.
So you've been enjoying yourself and, having a good time with that.
Spotify and Complex has been amazing to be affiliated with these magnitude of brands and to go out and be like, yeah, I work for Spotify and Complex. It's just what it is. It's like, yeah, I'm partnered with them. Like, it just puts a level of respect on your brand and accomplishments of where you're at, Sure. And then it just makes everything look good. On YouTube alone now, last time that we did like a count, I probably was maybe like a hairline over 60 million views on YouTube in total. Wow. So I might have probably 60-something million views now. I feel good.
That's great.
Quite noticeable.
You should feel good.
I go outside.
Yeah.
You go outside with me.
Yeah.
If we go to any hood in the country, you'll see really fast.
I'm going outside. Me, you,
Yeah,
Dre.
I promise you.
Let's go.
He's been outside with me. We go and niggas just usually they stare until they go. So big bro, man, I got this song.
Oh, they call you big bro?
I mean, everybody, yeah, you know, I mean, but not on that aspect. I know that rappers have very big egos, but yeah, it's usually big bro.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I get approached probably every single day. Now
we outside this summer.
Now that I've moved out of the way, out of the hood, now nobody knows where I live.
Yeah.
And I'm like out of the way, nobody knows me. Good. It's like a wealthy old like white neighborhood. I'm out of the way, no one knows.
It's good.
And then it's like, it's cool. Nobody knows me. They're like, hey, do you play bad? What do you do? I just make up shit. I'll be like, I'm a painter.
Ooh.
I tell niggas I'm a photographer. I just make up shit.
All your neighbors, right?
Hey, I tell them anything. Yeah, you know, yeah. Anything.
Like, you know him?
Yeah.
That's on the end of the street.
Yeah, the painter guy. The painter guy. Yeah.
Oh, he told me he was a photographer.
Oh, yeah. I guess he does both. I'm just making up shit. Anything that comes to me, I'm about to be like, I'm a porn star, man. You ever see my shit?
Yeah. They would love that, probably, like, low key. They'd be like, wow.
Oh, my God. Jesus. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But now it's like this. But it's when I go outside, the love is crazy. The love is really, 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 it's really crazy. It's amazing. I get so much, like, person-to-person love. And over, like, the last 2 years, my woman fan base is, like, shot through the roof. So that's a whole different thing.
So why do you think that's, like, transition to having, like, a larger...
My content.
Okay.
By far. I started doing a lot more entrepreneurial and motivational-esque behavior on Instagram.
Find me one lie.
Find me one lie. Life.
I like that one.
Playing. Find me one lie because I talk so real. They playing with it. Find me one lie.
Okay.
Y'all out there playing around.
I kind of want to hear like find me one lie, one that you've done before, or
I don't know. I freestyle on when I go. Find me one lie. Find me one lie. Find me one lie. You know, if they win the race over there, that does not make you lose your race over here. Stop watching that race. Ooh. That don't got nothing to do with you. That's their race. That's their finish line. Their finish line is not your finish line. If they win that race, that don't got nothing to do with you. Find me one lie. It's just what it is.
Yeah, punch. Yeah, I like that one.
That's a 20,000 views by the end of the day.
Okay.
Bow. It just goes. It's just like that. Because I just go, I turn on that camera, and I just let it run. I talk from the heart. The women love it. It's very, very honest. And I think I possess a lot of the personality traits that intrigue women. Okay. They get to be like, okay, cool. He gets to be aggressive,
charismatic.
He came from the street. He can articulate. He doesn't scare people now. He has sense. He might have a couple of coins now.
Okay. Yeah.
Who knows? It's something.
Yeah.
It just changes it, you know. 6'6" don't hurt him.
Yeah, that don't hurt. That don't hurt.
I love it. Let's bring me down to the Jewel timeline.
Yeah.
What's over there?
Oh, it's some hotties over there.
What's up, baby?
Oh, yeah, I got a couple friends, you know. Now, I know some beautiful ladies.
Listen,
okay.
The pool is here.
Oh, yeah?
I live lawlessly.
Okay.
Swinging from the chandeliers.
I got some girls that swing from some chandeliers.
I love it. Let's do it. They should come on my OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah? I'll see if they down for that. They got 9 to 5s. They work in corporate America, but they party on the weekends.
Do you know how many? Let me ask you. Who's your? I mean, I don't want to listen. I can put you in a spot. It's a crazy thing. Again, most people don't even know. Nobody even knows. You couldn't identify a porn star if they walked down the street. Trust me.
That's right.
I promise you can't.
No, I know.
I've been out with porn stars, and they think that they're more popular than they are, and then you kind of go out, and then nobody knows them. Then maybe one or two, but that's not enough. Like, they got millions and millions and millions with fucking everything is going on, and then they're like, everybody should know you.
They'll like walk up to you'll be with a porn star. They'll walk up to the two of you, and they'll be like, "Hey, punch!" And they're like, "Can you take this picture?" And they'll tell the porn star to take the picture.
I swear to God,
what happened?
As I touch the walls in the mansion,
that's
happened many, many times. They be there like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "See, you didn't even have to take any dick on camera to be famous." They be my friends. I can talk hot about them.
Yeah, I'm like, see, I ain't had to do what you did.
I had to do nothing.
Yeah, just be myself, huh?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. What's the landing strip network about?
It's an adult network of content.
Okay.
So push come to shove, I started to get a lot of friends in the adult network. And in the world of porn. And I love porn stars. Okay. I've always looked at it. A lot of people get very uncomfortable. Every time you talk about porn, you'll see women, they'll say a phrase and laugh.
Look, I just did a shimmy over here.
It gets very, very nerve-wracking for women. And guys get really awkward. You talk about sex in front of guys, yo, I ain't say it. I mean, I ain't asked what you was going to do, sir. You know what I mean? Like anything. You get very, very nervous. I'm very chill. I can talk about porn as just the same way I'm talking about rap music. Talk about gang to porn.
So why do you think that is?
Everybody's nervous sexually. Very, very uptight, baby. Very uptight.
Okay.
The monitor world, they're nervous of judgment. They're nervous of how they look. A lot of traditional perspectives have women to be very refrained and caged in with their thoughts and not really allowing you to be as free thinking and free flowing as you should be.
Okay.
So that's the cause of the nervousness.
All right.
So they get really nervous. So in reference to the landing strip is an adult network of content where I'm releasing multiple interview platforms on there. I have a podcast called the Landing Strip Podcast where I'm interviewing porn stars and OnlyFans girls, and they do half of the interview with clothes on and half of it with clothes off.
No way.
So you have to sign up for my OnlyFans and you get to see them interview naked. And I mean, they're busting it open, going crazy, twerking, slapping ass, pulling out pussy.
How do you come up with that idea?
I watch a lot of porn, you know.
Just combine those two.
I mean, because I was actually one of the first people. I actually have, as we speak right now, I have the highest viewed interview with a porn star on YouTube. Y'all can go see it. I'm one of the few interviews on YouTube that has over 10 million views. It's me and Young. So just search Punch and Young. Young. It'll pop up. Yeah. 10 million views. I'll give you, just to give you a perspective, The Breakfast Club, the #1 interview platform on the internet. Overall, not temperature at the moment for anybody. Overall, the GOATs. They have 5 interviews over 10 million. Birdman, You Gonna Respect Me, Soulja Boy both times.
Yep.
Well, Soulja Boy, Tekashi both times, and Nipsey Hussle.
Yep. Yeah.
That's it. Like, really think about that.
And it's been some really good interviews.
They've been iconic.
Iconic. Wonderful. Like, I watch them all the time.
This has nothing to, this is not in comparative to the Breakfast Club and what they've done. I'm just letting y'all know at what 10 million views on an interview really means. And that's the #1 viewed interview on this history. Punch and Yum. Oh, they've already seen it. If they haven't, they have.
It's some people that might not have seen it.
If y'all haven't seen it, then y'all not one of the 10 million, you fuck it up.
We're going to try to get
If you are literally 10 million and one, you fuck it up.
Yeah.
So right now, so that has me just always be like, so I've always been comfortable speaking about porn. Yeah. I've known porn stars, some of them are my friends. And then, friends. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And then I've had it. And then I got, along the way, I got really close with one of the young legends. Her name is Chanel Hart. And then I developed a podcast with her. I saw that her brand was just much bigger than kind of just fucking. And I was like, yo, she's really charismatic and amazing on camera. Let's put her on camera. So then I started a podcast with her called Homebody Podcast. I have the Landing Strip Network. So where half the interview with clothes, half the interview without it. We have Homebody, and I have another content piece called The Layover. Layover is done where we're on a bed. And the women are on a bed and they get to kind of talk. Maybe even act out a position or two. Who knows? Maybe they pull off some clothes, pull out some titties, some pussy. It's very, very crazy. It goes on OnlyFans, so there's really no laws.
No censorship,
there's
nothing.
Censorship. Then I have another one called Cockpit Confessions where girls confess their nastiest, sluttiest moments. It's kind of crazy.
I love the references and the names of it.
Everything is all about airports and airplanes. Exactly. Everything about all of my networks. So I have 4 networks. This is great promo.
Name them. Mm-hmm.
I have 4 networks that are all inspired by airports and traveling. Because when I was traveling the world, I became obsessed with how amazing it is. I think us as humans, we really take for granted what flying really is. We really go in an airplane and just float across the world and end up in Asia. It's not normal.
No.
It's not regular. I try not to normalize it. It's still crazy to me when I leave New York, and all of a sudden I am in Moscow. It is a whole different world. This is crazy. So all of my networks are themed and metaphorically aligned with airports. So my music network is called The Airport, EARPORT, The Airport. That's my music network. I have a podcast on there called The Autopilot Podcast. My newest episode with that, I have not put out as much as I want, was with Bobby Shmurda.
Lit.
We had probably 100,000 views on that now, me and Bobby speaking about everything about him coming from jail, what was going on in there, and me and him catching up in life. And then I have something on there called the Red Eye Conversation, because when I used to be on flights, red eye flights, I used to have the best conversations. Because when you're on red eye flights, it's most business people. So when people see you catch 6 and 7 a.m. flights, they know that you're about money. And they're like, what the fuck would cause you to want to travel from Cali to New York or New York to Cali at 6 a.m.? What's happening? We want to know what you do. So that came with the red eye conversation. You get me?
I do.
So it's just an amazing thing. And then I have another podcast over there called Arrivals, which is a podcast that I want to hover around brand new artists, people that are just getting in the game. So they're arriving in the game. That's one network. So we have the Landing Strip. We have Homebody. We have Landing Strip. We have Cockpit Confessions. We have the Layover. You get me?
Oh, yeah.
Airport.
I'm following.
We got Airport. We got Autopilot Podcast. We got Arrivals. We got Red Eye Conversations. Then I got a third network, which was supposed to drop pretty soon. It's called the Altitude Network, which is all about cloud talk. It's all about manifestation. It's all about entrepreneurship. It's all about business.
Okay.
It's all about just keeping it clean, keeping it cool. I have a content piece over there called Traffic Control, where we're going to do marketing breakdown of like amazing marketing and advertising campaigns that we've seen. Like something as simple as, remember when Drake was sitting on the tower in Canada?
Yep, I remember
And then he started to rename everything to 6. When did we grew up with Toronto being called Toronto, T-Dot. Then it started to be called the 6. And then Drake became the face of Toronto Raptors. Like one episode we're talking about like Drake and rebranding Toronto to making it cooler and how much it helped his company and his brand and OVO and the city's tourism, like all of those avenues and everything. And then that's something we're going to do on Traffic Control. Then we have Cloud Talk, which is just kind of like a motivational piece with everyone where we're getting to talk about entrepreneurship and business. And then I have the Manifest group, which is a daily class that I do every single day. And I teach people about how to become entrepreneurs and get into the business world. Because I've been a successful entrepreneur now 12 years in a row. And when I say successful entrepreneur, I made more money than the year before, all legal, all by itself. No job, no nothing. So 12 years in a row. Well, 12 years in a row I've been in the green. Last year was my first year I did not make more money than the year before. But I still made the bag.
You still made the bag. He still got the bag.
We still pushing it. So that's the Altitude Network. And then I have the fourth network, which is called First Class Seats, which is the reality aspect. So people come and like just the house parties are crazy. Like last week, we were just chilling in the pool and Tahiri came over. You know,
Terry?
Tahiri.
Oh, Tahiri.
You know.
Yeah.
Chilling by the pool, man.
Just chilling by the pool.
Shout out Moose and shout out the whole team. You know, like that's something, you know, like just in its most simplistic form. You get what I mean? Like you never know who's going to pop up. You get what I'm saying at the house. And
this is
you know,
this is the spot. So it's going to be lit this summer, huh?
I want it to be lit every day. I want it to be lit right now. I want it lit every day. You know, I
got in the car. This drive was like super easy. So I'm pulling up.
So then there it is. It's just like that. So on that network, in closing, I have a show called Leg Room. I'm really into sneakers. I have a whole room of sneakers. It's called Leg Room. I have another thing called Boarding Pass, and that's the vlog of the house. Yeah. So it's a lot of different things, and they're all themed against airports and traveling.
I'm like smiling because this is how my mind works. Like I always like take metaphors or like this word means this, and that's how I'm like into it.
I love it. I mean, great. I put a lot of level of creativity behind it, and then I have one more podcast. It's called Girls Trip, where it's produced by like
who are hosting these? Are you hosting?
I'm hosting majority of them. Okay. Sometimes I co-host with someone, and then Girls Trip is done by like the girls. It's always girls here.
Nice.
So the girls are gonna host Girls Trip, and they're just gonna talk about relationships and life, and all of the cool shit. I love
those. It's like 2 podcasts that I love. It's Horrible Decisions.
Yeah.
You heard of that before?
Yeah, I speak to her all the time.
Yeah. Which one, Mandy or Weezy?
Mandy.
Oh, they're so cute. I love them.
Yeah.
I love how free they are. Yeah. I actually went to like a live show.
Yeah.
It was before COVID, so I think it was like the end of 2019. Yeah. I had a blast. My sister, my older sister, she got on stage. She was spanking. It was Weezy. She was spanking Weezy on stage. I'm like, that's my sister. So I love him. It was a good time. Yeah. And lip service. I'm for the ladies.
I love lip service. I'm mad at Angela Yee right now.
No, don't be mad at her.
Because I keep saying, let me come on the show.
Oh, you'd be amazing. I want to talk hot.
I want to talk hot, man.
That would be.
These niggas don't have sex like me, man.
What?
I'm telling you.
Talk heavy.
I want to. I didn't at Angela and said, stop playing with me.
Yeah, Angela.
I will come there and talk hot. I've seen people, oh my God, it was a 3. Get this nervous shit out of here, man. I'm coming here with my Pornhub clothes. Pornhub sent me a jacket and hoodie.
Really? Can I see it after?
I could do everything. I got Pornhub chains. Pornhub is cool. I'm cool with Brazzers. I got porn relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to bring you
In
on there.
this phone,
You be a
it's
good
probably-
candidate. Yeah.
It might be close to 30, 35 porn stars in this phone.
Wow. That's lit.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
literally at this phone.
Angela Yee, you got to bring him on Lip
I
Service.
would love to come to Lip
Oh,
Service.
that would be a lit interview.
I'm ready to come through.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what you got coming next? I know you got a lot on your plate.
All of those networks is really all my focus.
Okay.
That's really it.
Yeah.
I just want to release content on those networks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to release. Recently, I'm gonna talk about it because it's something. My studio flooded, so it really like popped my bubble and momentum like heavily. I'm personally on a human level. I'm on like a personal search right now with the universe, spiritually, even religiously, trying to figure out why this happened. I've spent 3-4 months building out this studio.
Brand new.
The studio finished 2 weeks ago Friday, and 4 days later it was flooded. I'm like, God, universe, if you want me to like think, my mind is running. What do you want me to do? Because I was ready to go and put everything in this. And I don't know why it happened. It might not even be a message. But I'm presently searching for clarity because it was a real big punch to the gut.
Yeah.
Real big punch to the gut.
Punch.
But punch to the gut, and it was tough. So that's where I'm at now mentally. So I built out a gym in my house, so now I'm trying to work out more and more and more every day. Okay. And just try to just get more healthy and use those moments to almost maybe subconsciously meditate and gather my thoughts. It's a lot of thoughts to process, a lot of workloads to go on. Complex is texting my phone every 2 seconds. Spotify is texting my phone every 2 seconds. What are you going to talk about this show? What's happening on this show? What's going to be the headline? What's that? And then regular life, and then dealing with the porn stars and getting them to come to Landing Strip.
It's
and
a lot.
they're
It's a lot on your
women.
plate.
So then they're talking to me as like therapy. I do consultations one-on-one. I do life coaching. I do entrepreneurial calls. That's what I do on a day-to-day. And so there's a lot of elements to everything I'm doing. I'm also consulting 3 different artists at this exact point right now. One artist is about to kick off. I'm going to say it into the atmosphere now, so when it works, it goes.
Let's hear it.
It's a guy named Joshua, and his name is It's Joshua Now. It's just Joshua.
Joshua.
He is amazing. He's from Connecticut. He does a mix of rap and pop. There's breaths of Post Malone to it, and he's about to take off, and it's really, really, really exciting. And that's one that's ready to go. And Joshua's gonna go, and then yet again another moment of where I told y'all, and then I'm right again.
So right here, you have it. He's not even like.
No, Joshua's gonna go.
He's gonna go.
90
so remember
days.
the name.
In 90 days.
90 days.
This is June. So
Yeah.
90 days is what? September?
Yep.
By September, by Labor Day, Joshua.
By Labor Day.
No,
I'm
I swear.
ready.
I've done this many times.
I believe you.
There
So
it is.
we here on a ground floor. 90 days. You heard it. And this interview will be out ASAP.
By Labor Day, Joshua will be something.
Okay. I hear you.
We're rolling him out now.
I'm excited. Hopefully
Yeah.
I get to meet him.
Yeah, he's been here. He was here last year. I had him in like a boot camp at the mansion.
Okay. What's a boot camp look like?
Waking him up, doing prompt interviews with him, teaching him,
Nice.
putting him in corners on the interview. So you're being
So
nice.
you do like artist development.
Yeah.
You do like interview. What do you call it?
Training,
like
media
prepar-
training?
Yeah, exactly.
Not the media training. Yeah, we was doing
Love
media
that.
training here. Asking him a bunch of shit. Like, yo, what do you think about the gays with children? You know, it's just like, yeah, that's it.
No,
They're
no,
done.
no, don't
They're
stutter.
done.
Yeah,
LGBT,
exactly.
they're on your
Cut.
ass. Done.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get them.
Yeah. You
Teaching
gotta keep it cool.
They're on you. Yeah.
That's smart. So I ask everyone that sits down with me. I think you have a beautiful mind.
Yes.
I think you have so much success. You already have success, but it's so much bigger I see in your future. So I'm so happy that you just sat down with me and welcomed me again into your home.
Yeah.
So I want you to look at that camera right there.
Yeah.
And drop a jewel. Drop
Shit.
a jewel for your fans. Drop a jewel for the artists, the ones who have come before and the ones who are going to come after. Drop a jewel for them.
I really want to get a cool one, right? Damn it, what could I say? I usually have like a really cool one. There's so many Find Me One lies that's running through my head.
Yeah.
When you're able to lock in on your vision tons of things are going to pull up to the left and the right of you. It's a part of your journey. Don't ignore distractions. Understand them and defeat them. You ignore distractions, you don't really get any better at learning how to deal with it. Everybody always says ignore distractions. Sometimes see the distraction, notice it, understand it's there, and just not be affected by it. But don't run from it. That whole ignoring things on the outside, it's not realistic. Life, you're going to take on things, it's random. There's twists and turns that we won't be able to account for. So develop your understanding to handle distractions while on your journey of success. You know, allow certain things to happen and just figure out how to navigate through them. That's one. And then the number 2 gem that I want to really give everybody is you're going to hit potholes and you're going to hit hurdles, whatever the metaphor is in your mind. Just figure out how to learn how to respond to them. It's inevitable. You literally cannot avoid a pothole. Your dream will get deterred. It will get deflated. Someone will tell you you won't make it, and someone will tell you that it will fail. Just learn and figure out how to respond to those very moments. And there you go. And then book me for consultations because I can teach you this shit, man. Fuck.
That's right. Wow. All right, so where can they find you, Punch?
I am Pvnch. If you can't find me, fuck you. No, I'm trying. Nah, I'm all over the gram, man. I'm here.
Okay.
I really would love if y'all subscribe to the different networks on YouTube. So just search Punch and just kind of just float through and then start to follow those 4 networks. They're going to be here. That's the goal. That's the vision. And really, really, really just support it because there's so much content coming.
Oh, yeah.
Content is everything.
I can't wait.
Everything. So if you love Punch, the motivator, we have the Altitude Network. You love Punch, the human. He made it up from gang and bullshit in Brooklyn. I want to see what the day-to-day life is. Follow First Class Seats. If you want to see holy shit, Punch might be fucking with the girl that I have lusted over my whole life. My favorite porn star, stripper, OnlyFans girl. Go follow the Landing Strip and see what's happening. And if you want to just get back down to the core that got me here and you want that music intel, follow the airport. Tons and tons of things. And if you want it all in a blender, follow the Instagram. We here. We outside, right?
We here. We outside. We at the mansion all summer. I
swear,
it's
man.
lit.
It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. Bow, wow, wow, wow.
Thank you so much. That's it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Bang. Yes, yes, yes. It's Punch. PV. Spell it right. And it's the Jewel Effect. So I just had a good sit down. Can't front. She asked me some good questions. Y'all get to learn about what's really going on. And give you some motivation. Go chase that. A lot of money out there, right? I smell it. Go chase it. It's around. The Jewel Effect. Punch. I'm here. Go check that out, though. We talking good.
The Jewel Effect.